old. You're on Watch the Bible Study.
Johnny, this is Charles. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, just a little bit of an update on Ralph Laws. It's been kind of wild, and I'm sure you'll probably help me with this because Ralph's now saying that he will not sign a contract or pay us what he owes us because that you used the video after the Buzz show, and I almost wanted just to see if he'll pay and sign the contract. So I'm sure you'll probably will agree to see for yourself too. But he doesn't want to use that first show that he was on. I believe he said you used that maybe several weeks back, and I know from your standpoint that was part of the before he said don't use the pieces, right?
Yeah, that was before Laws took the claws. Yes. Yes. So what's our standing at this point, Charles? I will say before the community that if you go in the hole as a result of us naming Mr. Laws, I'll be glad, just like when we had one of your cameras broken, I'll be glad to make up your deficit.
Well, it's not the money situation. It gets to the point that I'm just curious to see. I think Mr. Laws knows that we're trying hard to make the show work. We've had some technical problems with so forth, and I'm just kind of waiting to see is he a man of his word.
Okay. Well, now, we have a demonstration right here on the Buzz where he said under no circumstances would he talk to me, and within 15 minutes I was on the phone and we had a nice discussion.
Right.
So, well.
And I'm going to be real with you, Johnny. I get confused with all this stuff. Watching religious leaders and so forth back and forth. I'm always just kind of figure out where are they coming from.
Okay.
And I know your show is a lot about kind of putting an eye on that too.
Well, yes, that is. We're reviewing this individual, and he actually said when he came into on the radar, he said, absolutely, I was ready for Johnny Robertson to review me. And I did hear him say, Charles, that he did not want us coming into personal contact with him, and we've respected that. Now, I will say this, Charles, if one of his members invited us, I would go to wherever he assembles in order to demonstrate to that member who is thinking that he's a scholar of great repute and is not unwilling to discuss with anybody. I would actually go there to demonstrate that he's not reliable, but I would leave upon him asking me to. And all of that came from us reviewing him on the first Buzz show.
Right. Well, what my standpoint is that we've invested a lot of time into this, and for some reason he won't sign a contract, and I actually want to see if that's what it is. And I know just to test this, you'll probably say you won't use that first clip of that show, just to see if he'll sign the contract and at least abide to the 3 months he wants us to do.
Okay. And are we talking about the Buzz show, or are we talking about that one first show?
Yeah. The Buzz show, I always tell you that you can use any of our shows because we're public people. We don't get if when people use our clips, even if it makes us look bad. We're accountable for what we do. So if we have a show where we look bad and you have a clip of it, you show it over and over again, we have to live with that.
Okay, well, Charles, I will say I'm a bit envious of Mr. Laws in the sense of how you all have treated him. I mean, you have treated this guy well. I've seen his show more than any show. I just can't believe the repeats that he's had. So, again, if he does...
We did that because we had 2 or 3 shows that aired improperly. One of them, the video went ahead of time. We've had some technical errors, and we also placed some of the shows on WGSR while we weren't on cable in Danville. And I'm just really curious to see what happens here because we have invested about $600 into payroll and so forth to produce the show and so forth. But every week there's some reason why he can't pay the bill, or there's some reason he can't sign the contract. And I'm, from a business standpoint, we're going to have to shut the show down if we don't get any further. But I'm really curious to see what will happen next.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's not going to be a make or break for us, but at the same point, I'm always kind of, your show's kind of taught me to keep my eye open when it comes to these kind of matters.
Okay, well, as far as that show then, I was trying to be very careful. There's just a little bit of a discrepancy about the first show, but what you're saying tonight, I can abide by that. This Buzz show is gold to us. It's plenty. I haven't really used Mr. Laws. I wasn't even going to play this really tonight. I just was making a note, that here's an individual who said he would, but then he wouldn't. Okay. All right, well, Charles, I'll try my very best as long as I'm not compromising my position, and I'm very thankful that I can actually use this and whatever you're saying at this point to try to get the bills paid. We'll move on.
I'm just curious to see what's going to happen here because and I'm sure Mr. Law's watching. I think he watches your show on a regular basis.
Well, his broadcast was about me.
Him, but at the same point, we have worked really hard to make his show work, and we're trying to figure out what can we do. Is he not going to pay the bill? Is he not going to sign the contract? If that's to be the case, we'll just have to move on. But he is preaching the word and all this kind of stuff. So you would think these folks will be credible. So I got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Well, we are anxious to see what happens. I watched his program this afternoon. It was all about my position on baptism. He was trying to dispose of it, and so I would think that he would be happy. He was actually criticizing all the different religions around because they're not standing up to us. So I'm anxious to see what's going on.
Right. Well, Johnny, there's people that kind of come up for at least every month or two that want to come on and buy airtime to spout off with you, but sometimes they can't go back and forth. I'm all confused about all this.
Well, at some point, Charles, you're going to have to come. I think a person would come around and say, it looks like this information is reliable since nobody can answer it. Either that, I'm just a big mouthpiece that nobody can handle. I mean, it's one or the other, and I just can't believe that's the case.
Well, I will say that you do a good job of making us think.
Well, I appreciate that. And just tonight, I was in a Bible study with several individuals in our community that are regulars on the letter to the editor and also former heads of local chapters, without naming what we're talking about. And we are, studying the Bible with so many different individuals in so many different cultures and economic levels. And you saw us up on an area with our tent meeting. We're trying to make a difference in this area, and I just don't think that preachers are very involved in making a difference. It seems like they're making money, and so we're very thankful for the time that we have.
All right, thank you, John.
All right, thank you very much. All right, folks, there is the latest, and you can see that